Rescue 117 is the Irish Coast Guard's rescue helicopter service based at Waterford Airport. For 6 months, RTE cameras have followed this unit as they battle against the elements to save lives. On this show, flying blind for a training exercise, the crew of Rescue 117 approach an Irish Navy vessel.
Giving us green day. He's ready.
And a call to all local fishermen to help search for a missing vessel.
Tan, all stations. Fishing vessel south of Dunmore East. Any vessels with information, please call the Rosslare Coast Guard Radio.
It's a weekend shift and the crew are getting on with the day's business. A training mission has been planned, but is aborted as the crew are routed to an unusual job. A woman has fallen from her horse and emergency services cannot bring her to hospital due to her inaccessible location. With no time to lose, the crew of Rescue 117 decide to keep the rotors running and refuel. This is called a hot refuel. The crew on duty are pilot Peter Mackenzie-Brown, co-pilot John Cullicutt, winch operator Neville Murphy and winchman Mike Sandover.
15. You're full forward. Everything is good in the hover. You are clear to go.
Actually, not too much power. There we go. Transitioning. Rising ground ahead. Happy.
The location is not far from Waterford. It's a landlocked field in Fitzpatrick, County Kilkenny.
Rosslare Coast Guard Radio, Rosslare Coast Guard Radio, Rescue 117 on 67. Proceeding to the location.
5 minutes.
Yeah, roger, that's all copy.
It's believed the woman has a serious spinal injury, so the crew need to get to her fast.
We've got the main New Ross Road running northeast. Okay, so that's a good heading.
Roughly bang on there.
You are roughly bang on there.
I've got small pylons converging in the bottom of a valley in approximately 1 to 2 miles.
That's the area.
Well, that's it, is it?
An ambulance crew is on site, but because of the woman's injuries and location, the helicopter is the best way to get her to hospital.
Okay, we're going to be on scene fairly shortly, if not on already. Okay, eyes out for people in fields. Also, loose horses. If someone's come off, there may be loose horses.
You could probably go a little bit further up just to...
Okay.
There you go, on the field nose.
Visual.
Green jacket.
Okay, Neville, you can clear the door if you're secure.
Roger, I'm just trying to turn something up.
It is difficult to judge the slope of the field from a height, so the crew must be extra careful. Neville guides the helicopter down.
The visual, do you want to go for land on, Pete?
Yes, I do.
Okay, looking at the land where we're going, there's a slope from forward to...
Visual wires.
Moment, there is no wires in the field here at the moment. We have wires there ahead at the moment.
On the undershoot. I'm going to come in tight, so this effectively is our approach direction.
Roger.
Roger, beginning my approach. We are committed.
Roger, coming over the fence, steer down the spot. There is a slope from right to left, Pete. Other than that, you're good to go.
Roger that.
From here down, 6 now. This is tailwind here.
That's a
Right
reasonable
down
slope.
5.
Might be a bit too slopey for us, but
Down
we'll see.
4. Touching on the right hand side. And a foot to go on the left. Wheel is just touching.
Yeah, that doesn't feel too bad, actually.
Oh, wait on. The wheel is coming on.
That feels pretty good, actually. Clear in and out.
Okay.
Okay.
Caution with that rising ground, Nev.
Roger.
The field is sloped and the rising ground is a hazard that the crew must be aware of in order to avoid a fatal rotor strike from the helicopter blades.
When we arrived on the scene, the ambulance service already had all the hard work done. The lady was completely immobilised. Anybody who's been involved in an accident of this nature, it's just standard practice to suspect a possible spinal injury. So the immobilisation on a spinal board was an absolute necessity.
Here comes Neville.
Neville has returned to the craft to get set up to receive the casualty.
Okay, 1, 2.
Yeah, Neville.
Yeah, basically it's spinal injury, an advanced paramedic treating, which will come with us as well. Stay with us for continuation treatment.
The guy that travelled with us is an advanced paramedic. He had administered morphine, and in that situation it's very important that he stays with the patient just to monitor the patient and for any reaction the patient might be having to morphine.
Everyone ready, yeah?
Okay. At the door, and you are clear lift.
Rescue 117, lifting.
That's closing up from the back. Close and secure.
We'll be there in about 2 minutes, guys.
Okay.
Roger that.
The crew attend to the patient Valerie on board the craft.
This is Ross. Just confirm you're en route to the rugby pitch, over.
That's a firm to the rugby pitch, and we are visual now.
Yeah, we've got lots of people on pitches. I'll do a low orbit.
Caution as well.
I know that the other rugby pitch is clear, but I don't know how happy they'll be.
There's a lot of bollards in it.
Do you want to go for the next pitch?
I'm going to go for the next pitch up now. So I'll come in with the H and the house on the left. Basically, I'll go with the car park and in.
Roger.
Aware of the danger, the crew descend carefully.
This will be my approach direction.
Roger, you are clear forward. Sitting now with the goal post inside.
Yeah, we are committed at this point.
Forward and 20 descending now.
They'll curse us for landing on the good pitch.
Just going to have a look at the post. Yeah, you are clear the goal post. And you are clear left now. Listen. Forward 1
50
descending.
feet.
And steady. Good spot. Clear down the spot from here now. Down 1. And touching on the left, touching on the right. Tail wheel is just touching.
Really don't want to shut down.
Or
with
else
plenty
there,
of people
rescue
around.
117.
The patient is transferred to waiting emergency services.
I landed on the base of my neck. I always remember banging it and saying, oh God, I'm in trouble. And then I rolled, and I knew once I rolled, like the pressure on the back. And then I just heard 3 pops and I fell flat on the ground. And that was it. I went numb instantly. From the very base of my back right up to the middle of my back. My legs. Aidan came over to me and he was saying, are you all right, get up. I couldn't move. I had numbness like from the middle of my back down, but I could move my feet.
When the ambulance came, they had to park, I suppose, a mile away on the road. And then they had to trudge, they had to walk nearly a mile up a laneway, an old rocky laneway where you couldn't drive up naturally. They had to go across a couple of fields and over a couple of ditches with all their equipment, like for the accident like this. They needed everything with him, so they didn't know what they wanted exactly until they got there.
And like it was horrendous, the noise, like the loudness of it. And I can remember going in the doorway of it and seeing the shadow of the propellers, but that's it.
Valerie is expected to make a full recovery. Night training has its perils. The dark makes the exercise more hazardous, but jobs happen in all weathers and at all times, so the crew of Rescue 117 must be prepared. Tonight the crew have made contact with an Irish Navy vessel, the Ellie Ashling, and intend to winch Navy crew members off the deck into the helicopter.
We're going to do a direct overfly for an overfly.
3, 2, 1. On the nose, clear to the target. Understood. Good visuals, Andy. Yep.
On this night's training, it's an opportunity for the pilots to simulate flying in bad weather conditions where vision is restricted. Co-pilot Lee Bennett puts a shield over his helmet so that he cannot see out of the windscreen. Flying by sole reference to his instruments, he is effectively flying blind. Winchman Andy Bernos uses the onboard infrared camera to guide the co-pilot Lee towards a winching position over the Ellie Ashling.
Okay, Okay, I'd like you to basically flare direct us to the bow of it, please.
With the vessel in the at 9 o'clock, left 50 degrees, left 15 degrees. 10 degrees to go, and wings level, Andy. Roger. The wind's still behind us. Want to do a left turn 45 degrees, 4-5. Left 45 degrees, head number 015.
Yep, perfect, Andy. Nice.
Roger, then put some 10 degrees left the nose coming directly at us. Door closing, still clear to the target.
Perfect.
Sierra Alpha Romeo, this is Yankee Papa. We have a green deck.
Green deck means the Navy personnel have given the all clear to the crew of Rescue 117 for the winching exercise to commence.
That's great stuff. We'll just come into the overhead, over.
He's giving us green deck. He's ready.
Hovering 45 feet up, Neville makes the crew aware of hazards.
Heading at the moment into wind.
Hey, firm.
Okay, height 45 feet.
Hey, firm. Just have to watch that splayed whip area there,
Just
that's all.
looking at there. Do you want to go above that now?
Probably will.
Okay, we'll put out the winchman at 45 feet.
And winchman Andy Bernos descends to the deck.
Steady. Going over the railing. Steady. Winchman on the deck. Disconnecting.
Able com-op Graham Tracy is first to be winched up.
Thumbs up for the winchman. Take up the slack and winch again. Bringing the hatchway up along the door. He's coming in the door now. Can you set up?
Able seaman Katie O'Leary is second to be winched.
Just coming under the door now.
Yep, just swap them round and put the other one that you got first back on, please.
Hey, Phil, that's not going to do that.
No bother.
In less than 2 minutes, the Navy crew are returned to the deck of their ship. Successful in their training, the crew return to base.
Okay, that's exercise complete there, Nev. Thanks very much.
Oh, cheers for that, lads. Cheers,
My
Dave.
controls.
You have control.
Media spotlight of a different kind came to the Waterford base in spring 2010. The contract for the Irish Coast Guard helicopter service was up for renewal.
The Department of Transport is planning to downgrade the Coast Guard search and rescue helicopter service in the southeast.
3 months later, by summer 2010, negotiations are over and the 24-hour service at Waterford is safe. Declan Gagan is the Irish Coast Guard Search and Rescue Operations Manager and is on his way to meet Dara.
Basically, we're going down to Waterford base to have an operational meeting with the chief pilot in terms of where we're going forward from here with the new contract.
It's really just a catch-up between Declan and myself, just have a bit of a chat about everything, quick check around the base. So I'm just going to have a quick check around everything, make sure everything's nice and neat and tidy. Should be.
There would have been more than one bidder for this contract. Obviously, there was a standstill period where the department, the minister and the Coast Guard management were unable to comment on any of the issues that were being debated in public. Things have worked out and there is no change to the base, and hopefully we go forward from here.
The feeling really on the base here, obviously we were a little bit worried and stuff, but really I think we're just relieved for whatever reason, whatever decision was made, it's just the right decision. I think the base means a lot to us, it means an awful lot to the local people here, and it's a busy base, you know yourself, so to be honest, it's just relief from all of our parts, so it's not going to be downgraded in any way.
Coming up, the crew are on a mission to find a fisherman lost at sea. Helicopter Rescue 117 is based in Waterford. RTE cameras have been following the team and their rescues as they unfold. Today, Chief Pilot Dara has to prepare her team for a training exercise on the Skelligs.
The OPW approached the Coast Guard and just asked them to organise a big multi-agency exercise. You know, HSC, RNLI, Civil Defence, Guards, everybody. It's because it's such a hostile area, and that if something does happen, we're able to just come down there, work together and get the job done.
Skellig Michael lies 12 kilometres off the Kerry coastline. It was founded by Christian monks in the 7th century. Known worldwide for its beauty and nature reserve, the Skelligs is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But its beauty is not without its hazards. In the last 2 years, 2 people have died on the Skelligs.
They say to effect a good rescue, you need a lot of luck. I think most people find in this business that luck depends on how often you exercise. The more you exercise, the luckier you get. It's just the way it is. For what the Coast Guard does, we do a lot of work away from the land, out of sight. It's great for us to be able to interact with our partners in rescue in the emergency services. So this sort of day is essential in practicing the interaction between the land and sea interface.
The different agencies meet for a briefing on the day's planned exercise. Mike O'Shea of Irish Ropes works most of the year on site on Skellig Michael and knows its dangers better than most.
2 things that need to be known from a rescue point of view. One is the helicopter, the S61, can't land on the island. It can winch, but I think, yeah, it can't land on the helipad there. So that's something to be aware of. And the RNLI boat also can't land on the pier. So generally, if there's going to be a rescue by boat, you're going to need a smaller craft to get the casualty out to the RNLI boat.
As well as going out to Skellig Michael, the teams also take the opportunity to simulate a cliff rescue nearby.
Okay, guys, stop. That's it. Okay. Okay, let's put the casualty down there and pass them over to the medical team.
The plan that we would like to do is go straight up, winch Andy out, winch stretcher out. We'll bugger off as we would on a normal job, and then we'll come back in and winch them in.
Grand job.
Hospital, over.
Hoist to pilot. Yep. And winch out. So another 30%, keep going, and you're clear to go.
Very successful in every respect. All the agencies working very well together, and these type of exercises are very beneficial when the real live action comes and we have to rescue somebody's life.
Daytime training is something the crew do most days. On a regular training mission out by Brownstown Head, the crew are doing cliff walks, where they exercise going down the face of a cliff to get a casualty. It's a calm afternoon and the sea swell is low. Suddenly, a pan-pan call comes across the airwaves.
Pan, all stations. This is Rosslare, Coast Guard radio.
A pan-pan call means that a situation is urgent, but as of yet, no one's life is in imminent danger. On duty is pilot Dara Fitzpatrick, co-pilot Ronan Flanagan, winch operator Neil McAdam and winchman Mike Sandover. A fishing vessel has been spotted drifting with no crew on board. It's a cause for concern.
Fishing vessel at Red Head, south of Dunmore East. Any vessels with information, please call Rosslare Coast Guard radio. Rescue 117 and Dunmore East lifeboat proceeding. Any vessels with information, please call Rosslare Coast Guard radio.
The local fishing community come out in force to help with the search.
What's that red on the nose? See on the nose?
Oh, yeah.
Dara has spotted the vessel tucked into a nook in the rock face.
Rosslare Coast Guard radio, Rescue 117, located that vessel and checking it out at present, over.
Nobody on it?
Engines seems still running, but nobody on board.
The search is now on for the skipper, Paddy Mason.
Rescue 117, don't worry, straight forward. I wonder if you could do a search from our position here down towards Foynes Head and Brownstown Head, please, huh?
Yeah, no problem.
Joe has picked up the pots now. If the boats could gather here now, we'll do a standout search right across that way, because the tide was going down and in, or?
Duffy usually knows what he's talking about when it comes to tides and stuff.
All local boats on site are now doing a search of the area for the missing man.
We have a casualty here at this location, just off your port bow. Over.
Do you want to go back over there? Yeah. Please arrive, he's going to need the hospital real quick. Russell, Coast Guard Rescue 117, that's copied, and we're making our way to the scene, over. So, do you have any further information, over?
Rescue 117, we found the casualty.
Paddy Mason has not survived.
Poor fella. You heard the lads known him and all, you know?
Oh, I know. Bad for the community again.
I think from our point of view, it was fantastic just to see the local community. Very sad for them and very difficult for them, but like the coxswain, the lifeboat there, who knows the tides and knows areas, and even knew him and knew where he would fish.
Where he might be.
Yeah, they just clicked into place, and they knew, and everybody, there was just boats coming from everywhere to search for this guy, which was very unfortunate. Good and great for the family found his body, but it's a shame it wasn't a better result, you know.
In 2009, the Irish Coast Guard carried out 2,000 missions and assisted 3,000 people.
Here at Waterford, we have a huge variety of jobs.
In the past 12 months, the crew of Rescue 117 have carried out 147 missions.
Everything from cliff jobs to windsurfers to mountains to vessels at sea.
In the last year, they have assisted and saved 140 lives.
And for us, really, we have to make sure when we come on shift here that we're ready for absolutely everything.
The crew of Rescue 117 remain on duty 24 hours a day, every day.
And stay with us for the RT Main Evening News and Weather coming up next.